If you've quit drugs or alcohol for good about 100 times, but you can't make it stick and you're like, what the hell is wrong with me? This video is for you, and I got news for you. Nothing is wrong with you. Your willpower is not the problem. I'm Kelly. I was addicted to crack, alcohol, benzos, cocaine, nasal spray, thanks to the cocaine addiction. I've been in multiple rehabs. I've been homeless. I tried to take my own life. It didn't work. But today, I'm sober. I'm happy. I run marathons today. And I want to explain to you the one fact that changed everything for me. For me, willpower worked for 6 hours, maybe 24 hours, maybe 2 days if I had really done something bad and I felt terrible, but I would always relapse. I finally realized that by trying to use willpower alone, I was actually avoiding the actual problem. Addiction is a brain problem and it's an identity crisis. So I actually have to focus on creating a new identity for myself if I ever want to stop for good. But that is actually great news. Nobody has ever white-knuckled their way into a peaceful, fulfilling, happy life after addiction. Believe me, I've tried. It doesn't work. The real reason I relapsed for 5 long years is that I would put down the drug or the alcohol, but everything else stayed the same. Same environment, same routine, same job, same absolute need to escape that terrible life I had. And I found out that since nothing else was changing in my life, this is hindsight, by the way, I didn't know this at the time, but relapse was always just a matter of time, no matter what. My identity had to change. I am telling you from experience, long-term sobriety, okay, it's not easy, but it is a simple formula. We integrate things like a community, a daily routine, some accountability, some goal setting. That one is so important. So many people in recovery just kind of push goal setting to the side because maybe it seems too hard or it seems too risky. No, I just want to stay safe for my first couple of years of sobriety. That shit doesn't work. And the one thing that I love so much, almost above all else when it comes to my recovery, is fitness. I love exercise, and I think anyone who is overlooking fitness and a healthy body and they're trying to stay sober is missing out. The great news is that you don't need to be stronger. You have everything you need as you're watching this video right now to start living a life that you love and a life that you don't need to escape from, but you got to get excited about your future. If you integrate those 5 components into a recovery program, that's all you're going to need, and you're going to start getting excited about your future. Let's start with community. 12-step groups are amazing. Lots of people love them, but they're not for everybody. There's a ton of amazing recovery communities that aren't 12-step based out there that you can check out. But the important thing is that we do need people. I don't care who you are. We need fellow humans to be able to hug. So go see them. If recovery communities aren't your thing, that's fine. Personally, I don't go to recovery communities. I go to a fitness community. I have a beautiful running community that I see 3 times a week. And believe me, these people remind me of my future way more than they remind me of my past. But community is so important. You don't want to miss out on that one. What about a daily routine? We need that consistency in our day is so important. And this is a plug for this book, which I love so much. I'm not the author. I don't get anything from this. But this book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, absolutely changed my recovery and it changed my life. It's cheap. It's like a 200-page read. I suggest you get this book and do yourself a favor, and I hope you love it as much as I do. The next component is accountability. We all need people to be accountable to. That will come with your community. Personally, I have an accountability partner who I get in touch with every day. Maybe you're going to go to a 12-step group and get a sponsor. Maybe it's your family who you're going to say, you know what, I promise you, I'm going to quit this time for good, and here's what I'm doing. Here's my credit card. Here's my bank card. Here are my car keys. I need you guys to help me stay accountable because I know you love me and I know you want me to succeed as much as I want myself to exceed. But we need accountability. Look, I don't mind letting myself down sometimes, but I don't want to let you down because I don't want to look like a dick. So the more people I tell about what I'm trying to do, the higher my chances are of long-term recovery. So get an accountability partner or use your community as accountability. I want you to go somewhere, and if you don't show up, I want you to be missed. Now, having goals for your future, big goals, is so important, and so many people in recovery miss out on this one. I can't tell you how many people I've met when I used to go to 12-step recovery who were like, they're just sober for today, and that's all that they thought that they needed. Meanwhile, they're miserable. They're living in their same shitty apartment, earning their same shitty wage from the crappy job they don't like, but they say, it's okay, I'm sober. And the guy comes over and taps them on the back and says, hey, how you doing? You sober today? Great, good for you. That person's just as stuck as they are. So everyone's giving each other pats on the back, and they're all just as stuck as the next one. So I'm just going to tell you right now, if you don't have an exciting future, why did you use drugs and alcohol? Because you liked being bored? No, you use those things because you love excitement, just like me. We can't go around living a mediocre life in recovery. You need to set goals that excite you. And more important than that, because we all have dreams and shit that we'd love to do. But if we don't start working towards them, that's a huge problem, right? Because for me, there's something I call the unbearable gap. That's the distance between who I am today and who I know I can be in the future. And if I don't start working on becoming that person, that is why I relapse. Because I know how capable I am, but if I'm not taking steps to become that person, that's a big sign that I'm going to relapse. And please get some exercise. Take care of your body. Doesn't matter if it's 15, 20 minutes a day. I mean, use the compound effect. Let's just say you do 20 minutes a day, 7 days a week. I mean, that's 140 minutes per week. Do you know how much exercise it is over a year's time? I'm not doing the math right now, but you know what I'm saying. It adds up well over, it's like 4 or 5 days of exercise in a year if you just do 20 minutes a day, and that is so good for your body. You know, those happy chemicals get released in your brain, not to the extent that they got released when you did that hit of meth, but it does give you something. And you know what, man, I'll tell you, I lost 40 pounds since I got into recovery. I run marathons now. It is the greatest feeling in the world to have made that progress on the way I look, because that means I'm very vain. The way I look sometimes means this is how I'm going to feel. Like, if I'm fat and sloppy like I used to be, I'm not going to feel great. But if I'm in shape and I know I look good, that just does so much for my confidence. That's the same thing I want for you. So make sure you're getting your exercise. It is so important. All right, man. So there you go. There are the 5 components to a successful recovery system: community, routine, accountability, goal setting, and exercise. Each are very important, okay? So put these 5 things into a recovery program and you are off to the races. If you want to get this whole thing laid out for you for free, get my sobriety blueprint. It's in my bio. And let me tell you something before I go. One of the things that made the biggest difference in my recovery this time, and why I stayed sober for almost 15 years now, is that I didn't want to be remembered as that guy who had so much potential. He was such a funny guy. He was so loved, but he chose drugs instead. And now we're at his funeral. He just couldn't get over the drugs. I don't want that to be you, okay? So get the sobriety blueprint. Leave me a comment, subscribe, like all that stuff that I want you to do. Please do it. Do me a big favor. And I hope to see you in the next one.